What do? I just suck, or do I gotta hit this button? Holy shit!
Jesus Christ, who's that? That's yours? That's mine. I got it cleaned up. I got a working copper now.
Crazy, the first time.
Hey, hold on. This is how you make sure you don't. Hey, everybody. So I actually had the chance to record with someone I've known since we were kids. Jason, I used to go by JJ. I've known him for a really long time. Kind of stayed in touch off and on over the years. It has been, well over a decade since I've actually seen him last time. So it was pretty interesting to get caught up. Someone that's known me that long. We just kind of sat down and started talking about things. And please stay tuned and check it out. Also, if you haven't already, please find us on social media. Like us, subscribe, whatever it is. It's usually /The Bob and Liz Show. Patreon.com /The Bob and Liz Show. Also, bobandlizshow.com. There's no the on that one. Anyway, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy it.
Now presenting the Bob and Liz Show. With your host,
I was actually, sorry to interrupt, but I was telling my girl Devin on the way down here that even in my worst of times when we were homeboys back in the day, and even when I was falling off and messing up, how you always showed me love and kindness. Even when I was younger, disrespected, a lot of my friends, I had disrespected you. There was a time, and the next day you called me up and was like, hey, it's nothing, I'm coming over, you my boy.
Yeah, of course.
And it was always like that. So always a lot of love in my heart for Bobby. So y'all better tune into this podcast, start showing some appreciation of my boy here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, we had, for a couple, maybe a year or two, we had, like, the same group of friends.
Yes.
So we were going out to Carbonado.
3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years, yeah.
We were going out to Carbonado and hanging out over at Reagan's house, like, playing poker. And I remember.
Yeah, how honest can we be on the show?
I mean, you could go wherever you want to go. I can always edit.
Well, yeah, Reagan's house. I was just telling my chick, we watched Scarface on mute. A little poker, and it was always a great time.
It was a blast.
No drama.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, that's kind of the thing, and then Carbonado too.
Yeah.
So the other day, I actually I got a new truck, so I was driving the truck.
The Tundra?
No, I got a Dodge Diesel, like a 2007 Dodge Diesel. But I wanted to take it out, so we drove up past Carbonado, and we went out to Evans Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I was out there by Evans Creek, I drove by and Carbonado's changed so much.
It has.
But I remember just like dipping into town with you guys all the time. It was we knew a couple people in a couple houses, and we were getting in trouble and getting in fights, and it was crazy.
Gosh, Garrett Brown, I remember the times. Trista was my girlfriend up there, Trista Hill.
Yeah, I vaguely remember her.
Funny, I took her to Evans Creek. It's ironic you bring it up. Just not even 10 days ago with her boys, we went up to Evans Creek.
It's all closed off, right?
And I showed her the Fairfax Bridge. Well, we didn't go quite up, but the left side of Evans Creek still closed. And I actually drove in there with her. And it was literally, I thought it was just a little landslided tree, but literally like 50, 60 yards of the road is gone. It's about 80 to 100 feet deep. So the guy said it'll be about 8 months to a year before it's open again.
Well, see, so you know how you can go left and go down low, or you can go straight and go up. So I went up on that hill out there. I got caught in a blizzard. I mean, this is, the stay-at-home order had just started. So, a month ago?
Yeah.
And I was up there, and it was literally whiteout conditions. I didn't have no visibility. I'm like, I know there's a big cliff over there. So there was like a point where I stopped, and I just sat there and like waited for it to blow through to where I could see to make sure I wasn't driving towards the cliff.
It is a beautiful place to get stuck though.
Yeah. I took some good photos up there. Yeah. As I got my survival pack, my bug out bag in the back, I'm like, I'll be all right.
Anytime I want to escape, that's the way that I head. When like my life gets rough around here, like that's literally where I go, up to Evans Creek, up to Carbonado. I rarely go to Greenwater. I try to hit that spot. It's like my getaway.
Well, that's what I did the other day. Like I put a video up on YouTube just because I didn't know what to shoot. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go find some pictures to take, and I'm gonna record it. And I just went up to Crystal Mountain, and I was out roaming around Crystal Mountain, Greenwater. But they have everything shut down.
It's such a joke.
It's like I can't even like get out and like. There's nowhere I can go out and be in nature that isn't closed off right now.
By yourself, there's nowhere you can go out. It makes me sick. It's a joke. But I heard they're reopening the parks at least.
Well,
May 5th.
You know Headworks? You guys know where Headworks is?
I do. I'm familiar.
If you're going out towards Cumberland, you go past the City Hall Saloon. And before you you come up to a T and you can go left and go towards Ravensdale. You can go right and go towards like Selleck.
Which we drove through last week, baby, by the way, the back way.
Yeah. So if you take a right before you get to that, there's a bridge you can actually jump off of, and so there's a cool bridge. But you can hang a right a couple miles past City Hall Saloon. Anyway, it's blocked off. They literally have the road blocked off, and you can usually walk out there and kind of sit by the water, and there's a bunch of cliffs. It's really nice out there. They literally will not let you go sit by the river right now. Like, I couldn't go sit by the river. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing.
Hey, I can go to Walmart and be jammed in an aisle with 10 or 15 people, but I can't go fishing or go rafting with my river down there.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Well, that's why I like living out here in Enumclaw, because I can just go in a couple of minutes and sit. That's one thing I miss. I lived up in Edmonds. I'm like,
and the cops out here get it. It's little, and as they are, is kind of harassing, the teenagers or whatnot out here, because they've always kind of been a certain way, except for a few good ones. They're pretty cool about it. They understand out here.
EPD's, and a lot of it could just be because of what I'm doing now compared to what I was doing when I was a kid.
Amen, brother.
So now I just kind of do my own thing and they leave me alone, you know what I mean? But when I was a kid, they probably knew, that's one of those Martinez boys over there. You gotta, so.
Cool story about Osterdahl. I don't know what he's doing now, but about 2 or 3 years ago, he had pulled me over. First time I had seen him since, the mischief days. And I had ran that red light in Enumclaw that you're not supposed to hit the left on, and I had forgot right there at the main. You all know.
Yeah, Griffin.
Griffin. And Wells, right?
Yeah.
Cole.
No, Cole. Griffin
and Cole.
Yeah, you can't go left during certain hours.
I hit the left instantly. Boo! I'm like, oh, gosh. He pulled me over. He's like, you look familiar. I'm like, yeah, J.J. Fisher. He's like, oh, beep. And I was like, yeah, man, I kind of changed my life around and this and that. And he was really cool. He's like, hey, man, I wish you the best. I'm not going to, go ahead and get on out of here.
Yep.
He's like, it's good to see you. Keep it up. I haven't heard your name in a while. I don't want to hear it again.
Well, see, through here's a funny story.
And he used to treat me like crap, as you know, Bobby.
Yeah,
he was one of
what
the
we were
worst.
Doing, though.
That's true. Nefarious.
Really is, So, one of the things about martial arts I like, and about jiu-jitsu and MMA and all that stuff, is that I've had the chance to train with a lot of police. It completely kind of changes your perspective on how you feel about what they have going on. I'm not going to get too much detail, but training with
police are people too.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, I always try to do this thing, especially if I disagree with somebody or I disagree with the position, to better understand it. I want to try to see it from where they're coming from. Well, why are they acting like this? What are they thinking about? What's going through their head? I want to better understand where they're coming from. Another term for that is called steel manning. Have you heard of that? You guys know what straw man fallacy is?
I've heard of straw man fallacy, but not of steel man.
So yeah, straw man is you're taking your opposition's position and exaggerating it as much as you can and making it easier to argue against, right? So straw man fallacy. You're building a straw man, something they're not really saying, but you're making it seem like they're saying that because it's easier to argue against it. Okay. So a steel man is actually taking whoever you're debating or whoever you're arguing, taking their position and making it as strong as you possibly can, and then arguing against that. Perfect. You're arguing against their best case scenario,
which would be my plan of attack. I would prefer.
Yeah. Well, it just makes it to where you're being honest with yourself, right? And it's going to be a much greater likelihood that you're willing to change your opinion about something because you're actually building up their position.
Yes.
And in the process of building up their position, you might see something about their position that makes sense.
Like the case for Jesus, amen.
Absolutely. Well, so that's another thing, is that I have all these awesome Christian friends around me. I'm an atheist. But I can still see all your guys' positions. I can still, I know that. Well, because I grew up Christian.
You're loved by the King, Bobby Martinez.
but you know what I'm saying? That's it speaks volumes to people who can have such opposing positions that can still have a conversation and still get along and still see the other people for where they're coming from, what they're worth. I mean, it's rare nowadays. We're getting more divided than ever.
It's a disgrace what's going on, and it's a disgrace, the mainstream media. Look, I'm not going to go into it, but what I see when I'm out in the streets and what I see when I'm in the communities is I see a lot of people showing love to each other. I see people going out of their way to help. Granted, I see some BS every now and then, every day we do. But the majority of this country stands together. It don't matter, black, white, brown, Hispanic, Mexican, Canadian. My love, hey baby, I miss you. And it's a in disgrace, bro. What's going on?
Well, there's a benefit in dividing people, right? It's the divide
it's called
and conquer.
Control, yeah.
Yeah. You get control. It's divide and conquer. So there's a benefit in that. And what I always try to do is I don't even have cable. Like, I don't have cable. Like, 99% of the news that I know, people bring me on Facebook, maybe because they know I like to debate. But I literally, like, look at, like, right now, we've been doing this for 10 minutes. I got, like, 9 unread messages in Messenger. People just send me articles and send me information and stuff, and that's how I get most of my information, because the news is so divisive. When we're out doing our jobs and going to the store and saying hi to people and being kind to everybody, and it's more so here in Enumclaw than it is in other places. But that you're not seeing what the news is telling you is happening in the communities.
You never see it. And even if I go to the crack pot of Seattle, or the worst part, there might be a couple of people down there being disrespectful and angry, and might be a couple guys filled with hate. But I'll tell you, I get a lot of love. And I feel a lot of joy when I'm around people, no matter their background. But I do want to say, real quickly, on what you had just said. Excuse me.
These are delicious. We're not sponsored, but this Schilling,
oh my goodness,
Schilling grapefruit and chill hard cider is absolutely delicious.
Look, I'm telling you, let's flamingo, okay? Fresh pressed apples, only 180 calories. I mean, this is the way to go. If you're looking for something to kick back and get the job done, but you're looking to please your lady, or maybe, just a night of fun. Get the Schilling hard cider, grapefruit, and chill. It's 12 fluid ounces and 6.0% alcohol.
So this same company has another one. It's I think just an apple hard cider that's like 8.5% alcohol or 8% alcohol. I had 3 the other night. I'm like, woo! All right.
I'm ready to flamingo. That's for sure.
So why don't I didn't want to jump into it in the beginning, but a little bit of your backstory. So, why don't you tell us kind of about
my story in a nutshell? I was raised by my mama, Teresa, my angel, with my older sister Cherie. A couple years later, my little sister Kimber was born with epilepsy. It was rough. She had seizures every week. I started getting angry at the world at age 7. My sister was taken from me at age 10. That seed of resentment, that chip on my shoulder, grew into a bag of Lays. I'm not going to blame my past, my circumstances. I became angry, resentful, as at the world. And I was looking for outlets to hurt people or to just be selfish and greedy after I lost my sister. And as you know, for years, I ran amok in this town. I don't know how many times I was arrested, over 300 in probably a 3 or 4 year period at least. Police were at my house. You were over dating my sister at the time. Cops would be over there at least once a week. I was getting arrested. It's an embarrassment now. Yeah. But, that anger and that hate, I just held on to it for years, man. I pretended to be a tough guy when I wasn't. I just did what I wanted, and then until my daughter came, Yeah. This went on for years, and to just elaborate, it led to 6 years in juvenile prison. It led to 12 plus years in adult prison.
So were you out between? So what was
I was out in time. The longest juvenile sentence I did was 4 years, 3 months in Maple Lane here in Centralia, Washington. Which I don't regret because I got my GED, my high school diploma. I learned how to read, learned how to write, all the things I might not have done.
So how old were you when you went into that?
My first year I was 10. I did Echo Glen 1 year, got out for 6 weeks, and then I got my 6 years in Maple Lane, which I got out in 4.5 after some law passed in 2001. I got released after 4 years.
How long were you out then?
Which is when that's my sister.
No, because 2001 I was 19, so I dated your sister when I was like 14 or 15 years old.
Our friendship began after I got back out and reconnected with James Crane, Derek Riddle, you, Chris, and Jake O'Connor.
Like the whole group of folks there.
So I got out, did that, and then I still didn't change. I made little changes in my life.
How long were you out for?
From juvenile?
No, for that time in 2001 when you got out. How long were you out for?
About 17 months, I think. Okay. And then we kicked it, and then I only went back in and out 3 months in, 3 months out, 7 months out. I'd get out, I'd see you. And then, long story short, in 2007, I went out to Idaho. My best friend, who would become my best friend, Napoleon St. Clair, long story short, he had gotten attacked and robbed. He had put himself in a position to do so. Yeah. But I seeked vengeance like you would have from me years ago. If somebody had hurt me, you would come running, brother. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't have my daughter at the time or anything, it was just me. Yeah. So I sought revenge, and I went out to Idaho, and, long story short, I got a 20-year sentence, eventually was reduced to 12, amen. Yep. But I served a little under 7 years of that. 6 years, 8 months, got released, popped my stepdad that one time on Thanksgiving, conceived my daughter, went back to prison while she was giving birth to. A lot of things happened, as you know. Really changed my life, man, my perspective on how to act, impulse, how to love, what love is. My daughter changed everything.
So I don't want to get like too cliche, but what would you? So, do you think you have a firm understanding of what the average person, so what someone like one of us, or what our vision of prison is like, and is it like that?
I do believe I have a firm understanding of what your guys' view on prison is for anybody that hasn't done state or federal time, and no, it is nothing like what you guys may believe.
That's not like Oz.
I mean, look, to a degree, it's like the movies, okay? Don't get me wrong. There's geopolitical things going on. There's always prison gangs. There's always drug movement. There's always sex trade. There's always things like that going on. But to the volume that we see on television and shows, at least, I'm not speaking for California or, an East Coast prison because I haven't been there, okay?
Yeah.
But as far as Washington State goes, and especially Idaho State, it's what you see on TV scaled back about, 75%.
So, you know that show Sons of Anarchy?
I do.
Okay, so I was talking to like a real biker.
Yeah.
Like a legit biker, like someone who you don't want to mess with the dude.
A biker, yeah.
And I was like, well, Sons of Anarchy like being in a biker gang? He goes, what happens in one episode of Sons of Anarchy is what one hardcore biker will do in their entire career as a biker.
I want to say, as you know, my Aunt Jackie was married to a bandito, Billy Blank Blank, and I mean, in all my years in prison and all the people that I've met, the characters I've met in life, Billy was, the most American badass I've ever met. And even at 70, when this dude was limping around and his back was broken, in Safeway or here in town, when he was coming up, staying in our garage to face his indictment trials, he just demanded respect. There was just something. So I believe his statement about what real bikers would do, though I do not condone it.
Well, I imagine it's probably similar to the prison, as they say, what happens in one episode is what happens in an entire career. So if you're scaling back 75%,
I would say, about 75%.
Yeah, it's probably similar to what he's saying. He's like, well, no, that stuff goes on, just not as quick and intense and in the volume that you see in the movies.
Exactly. For instance, the murders, the rapes, the stabbings, they do happen. But in a year, I would say, to average it out a year, every institution I've been to, I would say between 6 and 11, maybe 12 stabbings happen. Maybe between 1 and 3 murders a year. And then the rapes, I don't know, because, it's mostly kept quiet. I don't know.
Of course.
But it's not like a daily thing. There's fights every day, obviously. There's, 2,000 plus dudes in an institution crammed in fighting for space.
Have you seen anything that was like a realistic representation of what it is like in there? Like as far as what people would see, like a TV show or a movie or documentary?
Yes. I do want to say those moments do occur. They do occur where you're just where you know where you're at and that the stories can be real. You're in a dangerous place.
Yeah. Have you seen a movie or show that represents that accurately, or are they all just dramatized?
I'd have to think. Let me think for a few seconds.
No worries. Because, I mean, you may or may not have, but...
prison show that's most... You know what? Actually, I can. The movie Shot Caller...
I love that movie.
Listen,
Dude,
the movie
so
Shot
good.
Caller is very similar to not only California prisons, but the Washington State, how it works with the prison gangs, and it's very similar to how it works from a political standpoint, and not only that, but how good people get trapped in prisons.
Yeah.
How they are sending 18-year-old kids to prison who are strung out on meth for stealing bicycles. My friend Troy, I won't mention his last name, got 10 years for stealing a specialized bicycle. Okay, a 10-year sentence. Now he's doing life sentence because he joined SVC, Severely Violent Criminals, an Idaho prison gang, put in work for 6 months, got a 5-year sentence, was turned out to do more violence. So the county did that to him. He was 18 years old.
So it just turns out he's now a criminal when he may not have been before.
The weak who are not violent, if they are spoken to and reached out to, they will leave. If they are turned, they will leave having no conditions of acting out in violence. They will leave with it.
So without getting too political, I mean, a couple of things that if you guys don't know this watching, look it up. It's pretty bad. So United States has the largest in-prison population in the recorded history of the world.
We have less than 5% of the global population here in America, and we have more than 24% of the global prison population. So take a minute and think about that.
And a large percentage of which, I'm not going to speak out of turn because I don't know the exact, are nonviolent offenders.
Nonviolent, over 70, or I think over 72%. You'd have to fact check, but over 70%.
I don't know off the.
Are nonviolent.
Pretty
and
sure
also,
just looking.
I don't care where you're from, but the highest percentage of our nonviolent offenders in our federal prison and our state prisons are illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Over 50% in each prison system.
So I mean,
but I love y'all. You can come over as much as you like. I'll eat with you.
There's something to be said about that. I mean, when we want to call ourselves, an advanced, prosperous nation, and we have all the, we want to put ourselves up on a pedestal, and we try to kind of preach to the rest of the world, like, hey, do it our way. We know what's right. In some ways, it is. I mean, in some ways, we're great. We're innovative. We're a prosperous society. We have a huge GDP. We do a lot of good. We have lots of good social safety nets, and we don't have to get into whether or not I agree with how those things come about. But the fact is, they're there. But we have this big shining black eye called our justice system, which, like I said, it needs a lot of work.
It's like wrapping a turd in tinfoil, like they said in Zoolander. If you wrap a turd in tinfoil, okay, now if Snoop Dogg does it, maybe it'll sell. So when they do it, we buy it. But I do want to say this about prison system. It's the only thing I'll say.
But
there's good people in there.
Well, you've done good. I'm not trying to disparage everything about it. I'm just saying that make drugs legal and let nonviolent offenders go. Okay, now, that being said, like, it's obviously worked for you. It's done good for you.
But here's what I wanted to say. Nothing that prison did. The same classes I was doing in Maple Lane and Echo Glen in 1998, when I was first doing time, they're teaching me the same regurgitated stuff now and calling it new programming that taxpayers are spending probably billions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars a year on. The same crap, redefined as TCP or ART, anger management, or aggression response therapy. It's the same stuff they were teaching me in juvenile prison that they know doesn't work.
So do you think that had you never gone in, you'd be in as good a position or better position than you are now?
I think that if I had stayed out of prison, that I would not have the education that I had, because I taught myself, though. I think that if I hadn't been in prison, that I may have had a longer sentence or maybe murdered somebody when I was out of my mind.
So prison basically made it to where you had no choice but to focus on yourself.
No, my daughter did that.
Okay.
Prison is a place where if you are okay and you're not a child molester and you're not, the worst of the worst, and you're not terrified to just be you, it's a place where you can live freely if you're okay without a woman around. Mm-hmm. It's a city within a prison wall. You have activities. There is a lot they do, but it's all guised in. I can tell you this after years, and Bobby, I ain't an idiot. They want us to come back. They need us to come back. And there's an aura in there and a vibe that says you will be back. It doesn't matter what changes you make, you're going to be back. So it takes a man to stay out and change your life. That's it.
So when do you start? So let's talk about rapping.
Yes.
Because when you were a kid, yes, I didn't see you rapping that much.
Yes.
When you got out 2001, yes, when we were hanging out,
yes,
you were rapping a little bit.
Yes.
So so tell me about that.
When my grandfather died in 1999, I was in Maple Lane, and when he died, I didn't really have any way to express it. I was locked in from the gym. I was on like a 3-day lockdown for a fight or something. I couldn't go to the gym, so I just wrote this poem. And it was called This Death, and I ended up going to music class the next day there in the juvenile prison in Mr. Lamb's class and recording it with a friend. And it was just fun and games, and then I showed it to my counselor that night, and he kind of pulled me in the side and like, look, this is your thing, like what you have here, this is the first song you wrote? I told him, yeah. And he kind of pulled me to the side. This is the same counselor who told me I needed to stop taking medication. Medication was ruining my life, changing all my decisions. So I valued his opinion, and he told me, hey, don't stop writing music ever. And so that day I made a promise to him to stop writing music. That was in 99, so I kept writing there. It opened up doors for me in juvenile. I got out, and then I was just into it by then. It just came naturally. I always loved to read. I loved to write, and I just kept going from there.
That's awesome. So have you actually recorded? Do you have like a mixtape out? Have you recorded anything yet?
I've probably recorded like 30 tracks, over my course of the time I've been out, which hasn't been much. I haven't really had any time to invest in the music. But as y'all gonna hear tonight, if you want to check my Facebook page, anything, it's the real deal. It's raw music. I'm very blessed. I've never had any time to invest in it. Now that my life's back on track, I'm off paper. I'm off DOC for the first time since 2001, boys. Woo woo!
That's awesome.
We don't have any bottles to pop here, but I feel like if there was, I would be doing it.
A shilling hard grapefruit.
Yeah, I need another shilling shot. But I'm off paper. I got a little time to invest, so it's great. And now I keep my music clean. No profanity. I got over 2,800 tracks. And I keep it clean. I try to keep hope in my music, but I keep it hard. It's something everybody can bump to.
So, what you need to get is a setup like this.
I need something.
Where you can just sit down with the camera, record YouTube videos, and rap with some decent audio gear.
We're working on that now in the last few weeks, now that I finally have the relationship with my daughter that I've dreamed of. Like I couldn't.
How old's your daughter now? You said 3?
3.5, yeah. She'll be 4 on August 24th. And we've actually been talking more about little things like this and getting things set up. It's just...
Well, I mean, if you need any help, I mean, I'm here for you. Let me know. I'll do everything I can. I mean, I learned a lot from these guys and a lot from watching a bunch of YouTube videos. And I mean, anything I can do to help someone that's doing what they're doing with their life, that's been through what you've been through. I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't help people like that out, right?
Well, I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Absolutely. So, what are we at for time, you guys? Cool. So here's what I say. I think we should break because we got to shut that off at 30. I don't know if your stop's at 32, and then come back and let you put something down.
Hey, sounds great, man.
Cool.
That truth music, I play this loud to make you think we at church. And y'all might see me coming, but you're hearing it first. I got salvation on my mind with the 12s in the back. And I ain't even got a rear because there's no looking back. Boy, I'm bumping Jesus music. That life music, I make you think you at church. Okay, I got my Bible on the dashboard, the subs in the trunk. Playing loud Jesus music, y'all can hear it, it bumps. Got my windows rolled down, but my volume is up. Speaker screaming hope music if you're down in your luck. I'm stuck up in salvation, I ain't stuck in a rut. And the speaker slapping so hard, you think you got punched. Jesus is my only one, there ain't no need for no putt. And he's my touchdown, baby, ain't no need for no punts. Only listen to the gospel, got no love for that junk. Rolling slow, swear you think I'm driving over a blunt, huh? Might be the reverend, I'm still bumping your nuts. I got that life music drumming when you're down in the dumps. And when the devil hear me coming, he trying to duck. Cause I'm rolling through your city, praising God with these cuts. Boy, it's more than just music. It's life music. Make you think you at church, yeah. So see me rolling down the block, bumping Jesus music. I got that life music, I play that truth music. I play this loud and make you think you at church. And y'all might see me coming, but you're hearing it first. I got redemption on my mind with the amps in the back. And I ain't even got a rear because there's no looking back. Boy, I'm bumping Jesus music. That life music, make you think you at church. Okay, I'm playing loud Jesus music, y'all can hear it, it knocks. I got the angel shoulder leaning when I'm cruising your block. No rush, hit my brakes so let pedestrians cross. And they can hear me up to heaven when I'm repping the cross. To top it off, never mind if I get stopped by the cops. Hear this music flash on and then they sending me off. Then I'm off, praising God at every light that I stop. Cause all my thanks to him for everything that I got. And you can see my bumper sticker reading Fisherman, how it's spreading this good news to all the women and men. Lets you know that there's forgiveness and forgiveness from sins. And every time the truth is over, kid, I'll play it again, huh? So catch me rolling down your block, bumping Jesus music. That life music, that truth music. I play it loud and make you think we at church. And y'all might see me coming, but you hearing it first. I got salvation on my mind, but the 12's in the back. And I ain't even got a rear because there's no looking back, huh? I'm bumping Jesus music. That life music make you think you at church. Y'all know I play this loud. You probably think my speakers will blow. Out expressing my affection for the sun that is rosy soul. Picture perfect, ain't no need for a pose. And I'm smiling while I'm yelling, bless the Lord of my soul. I keep salvation music blaring when I'm cruising your streets. And I can picture Jesus up there tapping his feet. Not just the healer in my heart, but he's the reason it beats. So every day I worship while I'm bumping these beats. So get your ears ready for this decadent treat. And know that his love is the message, ain't no need for no tweets. So I'll be bumping Jesus music out, proclaiming my faith. Simply mixing up the gospel with the treble and bass. Boy, it's more than just music. It's life music. It's hope music. It's faith music. It's love music. It's Christ music. I make you think we at church. Yeah. All right, cool. Now I got something fresher for the recording.
Do something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I got you. Right here's good though?
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Tell me when. Are we already recording?
We're recording. You go.
All right, y'all. This is Fisherman. Little friendly fun track to all the MCs out there who think gospel rappers ain't with it. Who think gospel rappers ain't got it down. This is no sweat. Look, all the mistakes that I made,
could never take them back. Yeah, I try to let them go, but no, the world is keeping track. And all the time I might have lost, might never get it back. And I might know how to love, but girl, I don't know how to act. I try to see the plan, but still I'm peeking through the cracks. Still it's adding up and there ain't nothing to subtract, y'all. Pretend to listen, still I know it's just an act. Cause y'all be hating on me, baby, this is just a fact. Yeah, you see me taking off, kid, my bag's already packed. See, I'm headed for the top and y'all could never hold me back. I wanna live my life, but see you always keeping tabs. And I ain't trying to fight y'all, but you always taking jazz now. Now I ain't tripping, homie, maybe just a tad. But I got y'all running off, swear you think you playing tag. I try to keep my cool when you try to get me mad, but you never catch me sweat unless it's time to hit the bag. Boy, it's no sweat, no sweat. This is no sweat. This is no sweat.
No sweat.
Believe it, this ain't nothing to me. Check it. Now I'm a shark and this the water. I'm a lion, this the jungle. I swear me without the beat is like the bee without the bumble. I talk big and so they tell me to be humble, but I never meet my match unless I'm staring at a puddle. Boy, it's game time. I snap without the huddle. I'm known to do it big and keep it popping like a bubble. Here to make noise, I keep it cracking like my knuckles. I never drop the ball. I'm here to show y'all how to juggle. I always back my boys, you know I'm always down to rumble. I'm always what you find if you out looking for some trouble. I got this in the bag, you think I'm carrying a duffel. I already detonated, y'all just standing in the rubble, huh? So speak your mind, ain't no need for y'all to mumble. And take your best shot, matter of fact, give me a double. See, always stay collected and my nerves is never jumble. Then I pick to run the plays because you know I never fumble. And it's no sweat.
No sweat.
Boy, it's no sweat.
No sweat.
Baby, this is no sweat.
No sweat.
Believe it, this ain't nothing to me. Now you say you the bomb, well that's cool, I guess that I'm a noob. No, I'm no Vanilla Ice, but still you want another scoop. They try to chew me up, but always break a tooth, cause I'm always on my feet, just like a pair of Nike swoops. See, the game is stuck on stupid, I'm here to break it loose. I'm out and making fans, these clowns is rapping in they booths, huh? You didn't hear me, cool, let's throw this on the loop. Yeah, I got this in the can, it's like that chicken noodle soup. Boy, y'all acting, I hear you hollering you who. So I cut you out my pictures and I dig up all the roots. Swear enough lying, y'all know it's time to tell the truth. Cause I'm that one man army, ain't no need to call the troops. I keep you MCs choking like I'm tying up my noose. I'm eating up you rappers like I do my baby root. I do this for my people, lying in it for the loot. Plus I'm always making music like I'm blowing on a flute. Boy, I'm bulletproof so I ain't ducking when you shoot. I never passed the cup and I ain't ducking from the goose. Ain't here to cause no drama, I just came to race the rope. But if you wanna call me out, yeah, I'll be lacing up the boots. It's best to use the judgment when you're dealing with me. See, don't wanna cross the line like you shooting a three. Trust me, this ain't even working. I'm a shooting the breeze, cause I'm an all-star, baby. Y'all just came in the league. Yeah, my bars, they be hotter than 100 degrees. I ain't never sweating nothing, think I'm wearing degree. Try to look down on me, there ain't nothing to see. Unless I'm praying, then you'll never catch me down on my knees. All right, check it out, Fisherman here with my boy Bobby on the Bobby and Liz podcast, having a blast. Got my love over here, my Canadian Italy Devin Debrenner, you know, love you, baby. This next track is called Watch Out For Me, and like I said before, man, this is dedicated to all you rappers and MCs out there who think because I'm a gospel artist, I can't just toss you up and just have some fun with you on stage, in front of you, wherever, however you want it. So enjoy the beat, Watch Out For Me. I'm the next dude to watch out for. As you learn after hearing this, I hope. Huh? Fisherman. Look, I'm a nightmare, better watch out for me. I've been trapped in the dark, only now I'm free. Better take a step back, I'ma count to 3. Won't be no going to the ground with me. They be hating me, and they be doubting me. Talk when I ain't around, even clowning me. But they envious, that's how it sounds to me. That's how it sounds to me. So man, look, we can go tit for tat. Waste time, talk about this and that. I'll stand here, listen to that yip and yap. I'll throw you on the ground till you bout to tap. I'm an all-star, Bobby, better check the stats. No Vanilla Ice, just gets pure extract. Talent is a gift, so I keep it wrapped. And my flow 40 cal when they popping caps. Running out of breath when they running laps. Ball so smooth, think I keep them waxed. Best in the class and the team is stacked. Knock around kid that is ain't an act. And I got you sweating when I'm cool, relaxed. Wine when I beat you like spoiled brats. Talk on my back, but you give me dap. Got holes in the game, need to fill the gap. See the place where I'm from, it ain't on the map. Y'all butter knife dole, I'm a battle axe. Hit it out the park and I break my bat. I stay off a mail, then I run the pack. I got you under pressure, about to crack. Screaming like a turtle when it's on its back. Yeah, I'm a bad dream and that's a fact. So you better stay awake, cause I'll be back. See, I'm a monster, no I won't be stopped. Y'all fall to the ground like flies you drop. I time on my shot so they can't be blocked. I'm a time bomb baby with a ticking clock. Married to the mic like a tied to knot. Never get inside my head, got a combo lock. Y'all hate behind my back, then you on my jock. I'm hard as a nail, that shaman soft. I'm hard as a rock, cinder block. Sail to the top going 50 knots. Spitting fire, stop and drop. Kettle corn baby, yes I make it pop. Think you Goliath? I brought some rocks. That's me at the door when the speakers knock. My flow is killing so you call the cops. And I'm here to call you out but your phone is off. Boy I bang Seattle, rep the Hawks. Rocking low tops with the ankle socks. I can't be beat, I can't be bought. Shoot off at the mouth so I keep it cocked. Flow electric, causing shock. Seek the 8 on the break when you shoot and slop. Only time to win, no time to talk. Crack jokes on the mic, think I'm Carrot Top. Only here for a second, but I ain't a guest. Everybody wanna flow, but there's no finesse. You gonna come at me? Better bring the best, cause every battle that I'm in is a fight to death. You tread carefully, wanna count your steps. Clean at the game, cause you left the mess. The best, cause my baby ain't expecting less. And this hit solar plexus, lose your breath. Got clowns in the game, look at how y'all dress. Wanna stare me down, sorry, ain't impressed. Can't even keep up, need to catch your breath. Got a cheat sheet player, can't fail the test. I'm a gladiator, one who slays my foes. Undisputed champion, I'm unopposed. No grill in my mouth, just vocal gold. And got a flow so cold, it's about to snow. I'm the boogeyman, Jeepers Creepers. Say my name twice and I'll pound your speakers. Spitting heat, that's fire breather. Better be prepared when you meet the Reaper. A lion in the game, out of chasing zebras. Got a cute chick, y'all would love to meet her. I'm butchering this track and the mic's the cleaver. Done struck gold, did I'm digging deeper. Baba never trick you, always treat you. Flow so raw, think you seen a streaker. Sharking on, that's how I leave you. See you later when I wanna be you. Huh? Better watch out for me. Huh? Better watch out for me. Better watch out for me. Better watch out for me. Huh? Anyways, if you want to hear more jams, more hits, just check me out on Facebook. There ain't no website. There ain't no album. This music's for the people, baby. Jason Fisher on Facebook. Anchorboy777.com.
There's nothing that moves me more than the music.
Dude, that's when it came over. I knew that you would like what Liz does because like I was like, okay, cool. He's a musician. She's a musician. Like,
I gotta tell you what Liz, like what I saw her play tonight, it touches me, man. I got chills, goosebumps. I was sad, happy. I thought about my love for my chick, my love for my daughter. It's crazy the range of emotions you can feel while somebody play the piano. It's so special.
Well, that song too, Un Suspiro by a composer named Franz Liszt. That's
Un Suspiro.
That's one of my all-time favorite songs, and Liz knows that too, so she plays it all the time.
Just magical, man.
But so there's this thing. You guys might agree. I love watching people who are great at something do the thing that they're great at.
Oh, yes, me too.
So, like, dude, I'll get choked up. Here's what I'm talking about. There was a Gatorade commercial. And, commercials, they like have psychologists that work for them and tell them how to play on
Yes, absolutely. Tons of money spent.
Yeah, so... But it was just showing these great athletes. And I just remember they showed Michael Jordan, a shot of Michael Jordan doing something just
great
fantastic.
Athlete.
Well, I just remember being a kid watching them, and they, with the commercial, they're so good, they're able to make me sit there and look at that, and then everything comes flooding back, because I love playing basketball when I was a kid.
Oh,
you remember my brother. Like,
I remember us hooping. I remember you slam dunked and broke my hoop, my first basketball hoop. You broke it like the second day I had it, Bobby.
I shacked that shit. No, but
yeah, he did shack it. Ripped it right off the house. We need a new siding. Literally.
But so yeah, like Nike does it too. But they're able to take you from whatever you're doing and bring you in and make you feel everything you felt.
Yes.
When you were like, because when you think about childhood, nostalgia is a big thing, right? It's like
huge.
Capturing wonderment. Like Because when you're a kid, everything's different. Everything's serious, but it's not really serious. You don't realize till you're an adult how serious things could get.
Yes.
But you just have.
You don't worry when you're a child as much about anything.
Yeah, your worries are largely non-consequential,
yes.
right? But so like they're able to kind of take you and bring you back there, and that's how I feel about when I see people do things that are great and heroic. That's another one. Like, I'll cry in a war movie before a romance movie.
Come on, sports movies, war movies, every time.
So that's the kind
real
of
men.
So people doing things great, like you just, in my opinion, you just proved that you're a great lyricist. Like you can rap, right?
Thank you, Bob. You just blessed me tonight.
Absolutely, man. You're a great lyricist. So Liz is great at piano. People have these things, and have you ever heard the documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi?
No.
It's a documentary on Netflix about a guy who is just the best at making sushi, and it sucked me in. I'm like, oh man, he gets up at like 3 a.m. to go to the fish market.
He loves it. It's his craft.
So he equates it to composing a song. So what you do when you go to this guy's restaurant, you pay an absurd amount of money, and you don't even know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You go in there and it's whatever he wants to do, and he plans it out like a symphony. Like, I'm gonna have this part right here, and then this is gonna come in, and then this is the perfect time to introduce this.
A crescendo of flavors.
Yeah, exactly.
Symphonic delivery.
And they display it to you like that when you're watching the documentary. You're watching the documentary and you see it like they actually play symphonic music where they're showing him prepare and serve, and just how proud he is, and like you can tell he put his entire life into being able to do this at the level that he's doing it at. So anybody that can do that, I really appreciate. It's beautiful to watch.
Well, I just want to reiterate that you made my night tonight using that analogy and saying that basically I'm a master at my craft. It means a lot to me. And
well, how many years have you put into it?
I've put in a lot of time and effort, and I do want to say that when I got my 20-year sentence, I threw away all my trash music with profanity and ill lyrics, the things that had transformed and kind of led me on the path that I chose. And it went from fresh to blessed at that point when I gave my gift to God, and I just decided to keep it clean. And like you heard tonight, you'd hear some jams, you'd bump in the whip, bump out at camping, bump on the interstate, but you didn't hear a line of profanity. There was no need. And I just find great joy in creating music like that.
That makes it... So whenever you handicap yourself, which I imagine in the rap game,
it is a handicap.
Yes. You can still perform. It just makes it that much more difficult and that much more respectable when someone can pull something like that off. Yeah, it's really good, man. I'm super impressed. Like our wonderful producer said, sometimes you hear these people say, "Oh yeah, I can rap."
Oh god.
And then but you know what? I think in order to get to a high level, you got to be confident. And if some dude's starting out and he thinks he can rap and he gets out there and he gives it his all and he's going through the motions, he's doing the right things that he needs to do to improve, who am I to say he shouldn't?
I agree 100%. However, I don't know if you ever watched American Idol, but there's guys that have been told their whole lives they're great at something when they clearly should never be doing it.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah. So I understand what our producer said about the rap thing, because, you always hear a guy, hey, you want to hear some spit? You want to hear me flow real quick? You want to hear some
you got
bars?
a daughter.
And it's like, yo.
How hard would it... I like to think that I'm going to be able to be honest.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a certain responsibility in the parents for letting your kids understand reality. If your kid loves something, but who is letting these people get to American Idol, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, where is their friend say, hey, bro...
Please stop lying to your kid.
I know you love that, but you're probably not going to do it for a living. Right? Like, someone's got to tell them a lot.
Look,
like, if my daughter...
always be love and grace, and you should always support your children.
Yes.
But check it out. If you see me holding an axe, and I'm chopping wood, and I think I'm about to cut my toe off, you shouldn't tell me I am a great wood chopper. Okay? I'm going to end up with no toes in a couple months.
Yeah.
Please stop telling your children they're great at singing if they're not. Let them express themselves in the shower. Like, I don't mind it, and I appreciate it. But please, we have to stop.
I'm trying to start.
Sorry, bro. It's like...
No, you're right, though. You're right.
I just feel so terrible. You just feel terrible for these people because, their families are really hopeful, too, in the crowd. Like,
yeah, they're all pumped up. Like, yes, we're going to, like...
And it's like all they get is pity and no votes, and it's just a terrible thing.
Pity and no votes.
It's just like...
Well, that's the whole... South Park, it did it best. They had an episode of their show called Sarcastiball. And it was like... Stan's dad was there, and Stan was on the football team, and they changed the rules to support everybody. So his dad was like, okay, cool, yeah, why don't we just make it to where there's no points? And they keep going on this rabbit hole to essentially the outcome of what happens when you wind up nerfing the world and always playing to the lowest common denominator. It's just not a good way to go about things.
Chad.
You said you had a story outside?
Oh yeah, let's hear your story, Jason.
A story what?
Outside. You said you had a story.
That was a while ago now, so I don't know
Which
if you
story?
remember.
What were we discussing?
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, the Geo Metro. So check it out. Now my friend Bobby here used to have. He had a Geo Metro, a 2-door Geo Metro, which bumped. I don't know what we had in there. Rockford Fosgate. I think 12s are.
Technically, it was my brother's car.
Okay, it was Mike's car.
But I used to drive it all the time because I can't remember. Mike didn't drive it.
Bobby threw the what is it called? The lights on the bottom.
So here's the deal. So here's the
bumps, the indoor interior.
Here's the Volkswagen.
We almost got a licorice dispenser like in Wayne's World, but we decided not to.
So here's the Geo Metro. So it was. I cannot remember the year, but it was a 4-door Geo.
It wasn't 2-door. So tiny.
No, it was. They're tiny cars. It had, at one point, I think it was 4 Wolfenhog 12-inch subwoofers in the back.
That's what it was. Wolfenhog. Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, with like.
I'm like, is that German?
Like 4,000 to 2,000 watt Phoenix Gold amps.
Hey, knocked the joint. When he drive down the road, the car would like had. I thought it had hydraulics because the bass was just bumping the thing around.
So we actually had a car club. My brother had it was called Low Tech. And
Low Tech, I remember this.
We had stickers on the windshield. We actually had a legit car club. And my brother was the mastermind. The car was his. Go on with your story. I don't want to get.
Here's your story, Bobby. How tall are you?
6'6".
And how much do you weigh?
Right now, like 290.
Okay, and Bobby's in pretty good shape right now. When he was younger, he was even bigger. So he's at least 280, 270, and 6'6".
But I wasn't working out.
He looks a good 6'9" in shoes. Like I swear, he looks like the white Shaquille O'Neal. Anyways. A time that I wanted to share the story was we were in the Geo Metro. It was me and Bobby, and I believe that was it, and we were headed to Bonnie Lake. Now, I don't remember what happened or the circumstances. We were at a red light, and a car full of people of Hispanic origin rolled up. There was a good 4 or 5 of them in there. And they had said something, I don't even remember how it started. We were at a light, and I was in the passenger seat. Bobby was in his car. Now, Bobby looked rather small and frail in his Geo Metro, mind you. If you're across the street or you're in a car next to Bobby, you might think, who's this little punk driving the Geo Metro? As these Hispanic people did. So they said something smart to us in the car. And, of course, at that time in our lives, Bobby, we didn't care. We were always down to chuck them. It was fun on the weekend. So we're like, okay, pull over. And they pulled over somewhere at that little, not the grocery outlet, but that little Chevron right there on top of Eli Hill. So Bobby pulled in. It was so funny because I was in the passenger seat just waiting for Bobby to get out. Obviously, I'm letting Bobby get out first. And he couldn't even get out. Like, he had to, move his leg out first, slide his second leg out.
You move both legs out.
And his head was still stuck, so he had to duck down. And then Bobby finally ducks his head because his legs are out and fully extends, and he's like 3 times as big as the car and just rises up. Hey, all you see is... Hey, these fools burn rubber. There was 4 or 5 of them. Burn rubber after talking all that smack to me and Bobby at the red light for no reason because Bobby jumped out of that Geo Metro like a transformer. So I hope I told the story okay. But
I got away with a lot just due to how big I was because I knowing 37-year-old Bobby about to be 38 I
looking 25. Dude.
I'd wipe the floor with 21-year-old Bobby.
Oh gosh,
It wouldn't even just. I had
But 21-year-old Bobby had some power and skill.
Yeah. I just I had done a little bit of fighting and training and stuff, but not to the extent I had now. But being big, I barked a lot, and it got me out of a lot of situations. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have fought or I didn't know how to fight.
And we had a lot of tough boys around us growing up. Who were
all my friends loved to fight me. I was always like, all right, I'll look the part. Like I remember.
You looked the part.
So I remember. A really serious situation happened, and we found out the people that caused a serious situation, so we were going to go create a serious situation with them. So a bunch of my buddies go and we find out where these folks are that we're trying to track down, and we go there, and there's this big fight that breaks out. And finally calmed down, and one of my buddies was one guy that was kind of the toughest guy in the group, and the other guy was the toughest guy in the group. Everyone's standing back, and these two were going to settle the situation so everyone didn't have to fight, right? So I remember they're fighting, and my buddy starts winning the fight, and then 2 of these other guys are sitting there oh, should we go help him? I was just big, so I just remember reaching down and putting my hand on his shoulder and be like, "You don't want to get involved. You don't want to get involved in that." And I just took a step back. And I was like, if I have to fight these guys, shit, I hope I don't have to fight these guys. I was trying to play it off, like straight face. Oh, they backed off. Yeah, it was hilarious. Because I was a giant.
I wasn't here for this one.
So no.
I mean,
so
we had hundreds of these situations.
So when I was 21, I was 315 pounds when I was 21 years
sounds
old.
about right.
I was huge. So I just
You
remember
never looked bad though.
No, like because I'm tall, so I carried it well. But yeah, I didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Like this is a true story. I'm kind of feel terrible about it, but I'll admit it happened. No shame in my game. When I started working out again when I was 25, I remember going to the gym and putting just a 45 on each side, 135.
Same with me,
I
bro.
weighed 315 pounds. I unracked it and I went, oh no.
Same with me when I got back to the joint. I hadn't worked out in like 14 months, bro, and I was just embarrassed. So
yeah, but you know, it comes back and you make big gains when you're starting out in the beginning because just the fact that you get your form down right and you get the movement down, it winds up working out for you. So anyway, man, that was awesome. I appreciate you coming out. I'm glad I reached out. I'm glad I reached out to you. I was like, hey
bro.
man, like I wonder how he's. I reached out to you last time. You know that when you came out in 2000. No.
Yeah.
You know when you.
2010.
Yeah. I reached out to you then just to make sure you're doing all right. So
yeah.
I remember. When you in 2001, I remember now, like this is all starting to come back to me. When you had just gotten out,
yeah, Maple Lane.
You were playing basketball outside of your mom's house, and I drove by in the Geo Metro, and I was like, hey, that's Jason.
I remember.
So then so then I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Like, you doing all right? You're like, yeah, I'm doing. And then I remember, like it's all starting to come back to me now. And then like, cool. And then we had like similar group of friends, and then it just started like
even after you and Shree broke up, we had the same group of friends for a few years. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, man.
Thank
like I said,
you,
it's super awesome, and I'm glad I reached out, and I'm glad we got to get together, and you know, we got to can't let it be so long next time.
No.
We got time.
Well, yeah, I've had a blast, man. This was fun. It was great to catch up and meet you all, and definitely see you again, Bobby. I had a great time.
All right, you guys, signing off. Also, if you haven't already, please find us on social media. Like us, subscribe, whatever it is. It's usually /The Bob and Liz Show. Patreon.com /The Bob and Liz Show. Also, bobandlizshow.com. There's no the on that one.